Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
I'm trying to think of a way to start this podcast with a clever introduction to do with the number 5, but all I can think of is 5 things. Is that a little bit too egotistical?
Yep.
Well, see, the thing that jumps into my mind when you say number 5, and this just tells you how much time I've been spending with a toddler, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Keep
10.
singing. I love that song.
Yeah.
Do you not know that song, Mark?
It's from Sesame Street.
Well, look, I can't tell you that I've watched all of Sesame Street lately.
But
You were a kid. What you a kid once?
Once.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the best part. But we're not really going to be singing Sesame Street songs all night. We actually are going to be doing some 5 things. Well, the leftovers of 5 things. This is the part of 5 things that I was told I was not allowed to do on air. So this is neat Dan and Mark up late with the clothes on.
with the I'm glad.
Yeah, we're all glad. No offense. So
No offense, but sorry.
So we did airports, funny names of airports in 5 things. And there's also, when you talk about airports, you have to talk about the codes they have, the 3-letter codes that differentiate each airport from each other one.
Brisbane is BNE, yep.
Yes, good example. And the most famous one is probably LAX.
Yep.
They never used to have the X's. There used to just be 2, and they added the X. So there was Sembach Airport in Germany, which was SE, and then they added the X. That's one of the ones I couldn't say on air, such as this one as well. DIK, which is Dixon Airport in USA. We've got NOB, Nosara Beach Airport in Costa Rica. KOK, which is See, I have to say it in the name anyway. Kokkola Pietarsaari Kronopi Airport in Finland.
You butchered that name, and it was like dubious to begin with, and then you were like, cock.
Hey, you said it, not me. I love this one. Wenatchee Airport in America, for some reason, it's eat.
I like that. It just sounds like someone was a bit peckish when they went to do it.
Yeah, and that someone, once they'd had eaten, went to Fresno Yosemite Airport in America and got fat. And one part of their body that got fat was the part of their body that they found in Butler Airport, which was their bum. And then they tried to lose some weight.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, you can see where this is going. Pee and poo. I'm not going to tell you where they are, but they exist. I need to tell you. Perm Airport, Russia, and Posco de Carlos. No, that sounded really cool, but it's not right. Posco de Caldas Airport in Brazil. Still sounds cool. And what I've been wanting to say this whole time, because I keep stumbling on these names, Doha Airport in Qatar is Doh! So if you want to hear the rest of the 5 things, the ones that were not quite as rude as those, Mark said cock. Did you hear that? He didn't say it on air. Listen to the podcast. We'll see you at the end.
90s.
Naughty.
Now.
Tell me where the freak's at.
Greatest hits mixtape. Ran it back.
Need Dan and Mark on 101 FM. The on-air light is active. Now.
Got a little talk topic for you. I want to share it with the group, with the world. Hopefully the world's listening.
What is it?
Hello, world. It was my sister's birthday the other day. She turned 18. So happy birthday, Amy, if you're listening. She's not.
Happy birthday, Amy.
Yeah, happy birthday. Thank you.
Bit rude, Nate didn't.
That's because I wasn't going to speak over you and you jump in before I get a chance.
Okay, well,
There
here's
you
your
go.
chance.
Happy birthday, Amy.
Thank you.
This isn't about her birthday, but it was her birthday, and she turned 18, which for most teenagers is like, yay, we can do everything now. Well, Amy is actually a bit cooler than that, and she was not into all the clubbing and stuff, and technically she couldn't do it because she hasn't got her ID. But that's irrelevant from the story. What actually happened was she got dressed up to go out clubbing, like super nice dress, all her makeup and all her hair, and she looked really nice. And then she went to Brisbane to ride around on the free bikes that you can ride around town.
Aww.
No, it's not like a sad thing.
I think it's
so
sweet.
Excited. Yeah, she was so excited. She was more excited than going to any club.
Yeah.
And she did it last night. No, not last night. She did it all night. And she sent me this selfie. She looked on the bike and she looked so happy. And I just think it was so funny that she was this dressed up and she's just riding bikes.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, have you ever been overdressed to the extreme?
I have, but it wasn't a pleasant experience.
Oh, no.
So mine was, we were invited to a wedding and the invitation said black tie, which was great, except we didn't own anything black tie. So Adam went out and hired a suit and I went out and bought a really expensive dress. You can see where this is going. Turned up to the wedding, the only people in black tie outside of us was the bride and groom. Not even the bridal party was in black tie. They were in what I would have called semi-formal, like not even ties. Yeah, so it was a little bit, one, we'd spent a lot of money. Two, we felt a bit ridiculous. Yeah,
Well,
it was fun.
yeah, you shouldn't be the ones feeling ridiculous, though.
No,
You could write the invitation.
I should have queried with the bride, to be perfectly honest, because she's quite a down-to-earth person, and I'm assuming the directive came from her family, who also didn't dress in black tie, I should point out. Yeah, fun times.
Yeah. So Mark's doing this whole show in his penguin suit over in the corner.
He
now.
is, totally overdressed right now.
Not really.
I mean, come on, Mark.
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark.
All the entertainment news from Hollywood to home, it's Goss.
Right, so my Goss story of the week is it's taking us really back in time and forward as well. I know that sounds bizarre, but in a bizarre flashback to the late 90s and early 2000s, Missy Elliot is back and she's doing her very best to get noticed. And I'm not just saying that in that she's released a new track, because that's how musicians come back, but funnily enough. But after attributing her comeback to Pharrell and, strangely, Katy Perry, and jumping back into the music scene with her new track WTF, Where They From? It was only a matter of time before she kind of started making waves. And in an interview with Billboard magazine, she's done just that by declaring that most songs she hears these days sound alike. And okay, so I'm going to interject here with my own personal opinion and say I've said that recently. I'm going to continue with what else she said. She was asked specifically about Nicki Minaj and how Nicki Minaj has claimed to have been influenced by her sound, and she mock innocently said, "Oh, is she?" In fact, Missy declared bad news for all acts that she's apparently influenced over the years, following that up with, "Unfortunately, breaking news, there's only one Missy." Yeah. So she's dissing everybody, throwing shade, being, trying to be super cool and act like she's the top of, the top, but I was going to say something else there, realised I'm on radio. Yep. But considering that Nicki waited until the VMAs to strike back at Miley Cyrus when Miley Cyrus had a go at her, I'm keen to see how she responds. After all, Missy Elliot has been off the scene since the early 2000s, and she might just find that things have changed, and perhaps being nicer to your competition and the people who might be able to collaborate and take you back to the top is a smarter option.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj featuring Missy Elliot. That would sell way.
Exactly. It would, wouldn't it? So I think that she's going about it the wrong way. Back in the 90s, acting a bit tough and I'm so cool worked for her, but times have changed.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's Goss.
Neat Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar? Or would you rather be a mule?
Yes, would you rather? This week I've decided to use other people's questions just for the last one, because I think the last one is beautiful, so prepare yourself for that. But all these other ones are really interesting as well.
That was the sound of me getting prepared.
Okay.
Dropping everything.
That's the opposite.
So my hands are free to catch the great question.
Okay.
I'm really tempted to throw my phone at you now. The first
Soon
one.
you'll have no segment.
The first one is: would you rather be forever alone or only be around people you hate?
Forever alone.
No, I could rule them.
No.
What?
Yeah. I'd establish a situation. I'd be a vengeful dictator.
I think you have a lot of confidence in your abilities to take over the world.
You gotta have confidence.
All right then. No, I go with Anita, because eventually you just go crazy and you'll have heaps of friends.
No.
Yeah. 62% of people choose forever be alone. The next one, would you rather have a politician who has different political views than you but strongly believes in them and won't yield easily, or has the same or similar political views as you but will give in at the least bit of resistance?
It sounds like we actually
No,
have
don't mention
those.
anyone. No.
I wasn't going to mention them
Okay.
by name.
I agree with you, but don't mention it.
He's dead now. We can talk about him.
He said rabbit, people.
He said rabbit. I heard him.
What was it? No, I'd rather worthy opponent that I will crush.
Really?
You're crushing.
Well, I can take on anyone.
I'm going to go with the opposite.
Yeah, I agree with you, Anita. I mean,
No
you just have
way.
to
There's
stand up
nothing
and-
worse than having someone on your team and then you go in and they're just limp and it's like, man up.
No, I was going to say there's nothing worse than having an idiot opponent who will not bend.
Yes. Donald Trump. We can
Yes.
mention him.
We can mention him. He's not ours.
See, this is why I do mine, because they're silly and you just laugh at them and don't really pay any attention anyway. When they're serious ones, this happens. Would you rather have a song written about you or have a painting made of you?
Song.
Yeah, you just got to hope it's a good song, though.
Meh. I don't have to listen to it.
Yeah, you'll always have that song.
I don't know why. I feel like there's more thought put into a song for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's just because painting is just doing a painting.
I think I'm actually thinking the opposite. It's harder to paint something and get it right. And so therefore and forthwith, I could be immortalised horribly. And I don't want that. So song.
Well, 60% of people go with song as well. With the last one, it was quite split. 52% of people want the leader that has different political views but won't be swayed.
There you go.
Would you rather time travel at will or pause time at will?
Time travel.
Are there reasons to that?
Because it's just a great adventure. Like,
Great adventure.
it would be like, it'd just be the best Saturday night.
I can think of pros and cons to both. I'm going to go with time travel, actually.
Yeah, because,
I think you'd see more interesting things.
yeah, pausing time. Oh, I caught the milk before it spilled. Like, yeah. I met Napoleon. Like, poor example, but, yeah.
I love the confidence in which you said that. I met Napoleon.
Yeah.
And you didn't help the man.
Nah, he's
No.
fine. He got this.
No, I wish I could pause time every time I go to sleep. Just so I could sleep for that little bit longer and then go to work.
Sleep is overrated.
But if you've got a time turner or whatever,
Yeah.
you can go back to the beginning of the evening and sleep again.
Yeah, but then I also want to have great adventures, walking on water and all those sort of things.
Oh, that's true.
50% of people are split either way, so time travel or pause time at will. And finally, the one you've all been waiting for, I know that you really wanted this one.
Ready to catch it.
So just remember, this is written by someone else. Anyone can ask a question on this website. Prepare yourselves. There's a guy in your class who is often very rude to you and does often make mean things to you, like ruins your work in school, throwing snowballs on you, but
terrible
you don't
grammar.
want him to, and ruins your break. Would you rather tell the teacher everything he's done, but he will find out you tell the teacher and you will become angry and revenged by telling your teacher everything you do wrong?
It's a sequel of The Avengers.
Or let him continue to be mean to you?
No, take him out.
So you took this way too seriously. I was just laughing at the cute little question asked by a poor little boy who's obviously having this situation now.
The poor little boy. You're actually breaking my heart.
Oh, no way. Just get the stuff.
I'm going with tell the teacher.
Deal with him.
because obviously this little boy doesn't do anything wrong and isn't going to get in trouble anyway.
Yeah, and everyone, fortunately this website, everyone was very nice, and most people chose, about 80% of people chose the first one, and they were very helpful in the comments.
That's good.
He could do with, like, a cup of cement, though.
No.
Oh, come on, Mark.
No, he probably could, though.
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark.
101 FM National News, sponsored by Step Into Training Services, Logan Central.
Okay, first one's quick and easy. True Detective, you watched it?
Yeah.
How'd the first season go?
Everyone else loved it.
How'd the second season go?
Everyone else hated it.
Do you think they're going to get a third one?
Oh, they definitely will. Just from the hype of the first series.
Well, the creators signed a contract to make a new TV series with HBO. Nothing more on that. But he's making something new, so that's nice. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Sean Connery. It's a movie that was so troubled with production values that it made him quit acting. Yeah, he's never acted since. He said it was a total stuff around. It was a film that united, Dorian Gray with, anyway. So there was talks of a reboot, which is a dirty word, but this is kind of an adaptation of the lead that was played by Sean Connery, Alan Quartermain, but it's looking like Chris Hemsworth's going to make a movie about it.
Really?
That's a bit of a weird turn.
Yeah.
Well, younger.
Yeah, but musclier.
Because, yes.
And I don't know. He might change his body shape for the movie. Don't actors do that these days?
Oh, yeah, but Hemsworth's got to be able to bounce back to Thor shape.
Yeah, he's got at least probably 7 Thor movies left, I'd say.
Yeah, so...
But I'm sure I've seen at least the actresses, in one movie looking a little bit portlier and curvier, and then within weeks...
Yeah, true.
They've dropped because they have the time and the money and the personal trainers, and they can do it. And I'm sure Chris would love to sit down and have a few hamburgers.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Hugh Jackman does it a lot as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, yeah, he's looking to make that. So the last thing was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is... sorry, I'm very, very fluey this week. It's just not good. Don't feel like I'm speaking
breathe
properly.
on me.
Yeah, I know. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was Alan Quartermain's final adventure, so this is him younger. Baywatch movie, who's excited? Who's excited? Da-na-na-na-na. I don't know, I
Do
never
we
watched
still
it.
have the cricket
Sounds. I was.
So The Rock is confirmed, Zephron was confirmed, and then this week they've added Alexandra Daddarino, who, what a fun name to say.
Great name.
Right?
Great name. I mean... Fetty Wap has got some competition.
It just sounds like she's like the one of the daughters of the Cameron Andrew Daddo brothers.
Yeah.
Can you go back and read those first couple of names for me? Because you might actually sell me on this movie.
So The Rock.
Yep.
Zac Efron.
Yeah, you've sold me on this movie. They are going to keep it to running around shirtless on a beach, right?
Yeah.
Perfect, I'm there.
And so the other piece of information that come out this week.
No. I'm stuck.
Is that Alexandra Daddarino will be playing one of the original TV people called Summer, and that makes The Rock David Hasselhoff.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so good.
Right.
That actually makes me want to watch it because The Rock can act.
He can.
The Hassel can't.
No.
The Hassel.
He's just a Hassel.
There's no more Hoff.
Poor Mr. Hoff.
But also, he's such a different character from the Hassel. I don't know. I'm intrigued, Mark.
Oh, well, that's why I included it. And then finally, the people that wrote the script for The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are currently working on a Merlin saga. So...
Are they going to get Colin, what's his name? The guy that...
No, I hope not.
Oh, Mark likes him.
Colin who?
The guy that was Merlin in the British TV show. The guy that was in...
Oh, no. Colin Morgan. Great actor, but no. Ever watch the old Sam Neill movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that was okay.
That was a brilliant take on... it was actually one of the closest we've gotten to an original make of a Merlin story, because I know that there's different versions in the books.
Yeah.
But that one was closest to the actual theology and mythology of Merlin, and that's why I enjoyed that.
Lord of the Rings, though, going to be pretty faithful. That's their news for the week.
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
Things. Number 1, useless airport is not just something customers shout in frustration at an airport. I was interested to find out about, the little codes that airports have, the 3-letter codes.
They're so interesting. Literally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like PK, Peking used to be Beijing, and I know you've well done. I like this topic. You've got my attention.
You say well done. I'm not actually going to do them right now because they're too rude for on air. But we've got a podcast. If you didn't know, you can find our podcast online. Just type in Meet Dan Mark podcast and it'll come up. And I'll do that at the intro on the podcast. I actually found some interesting names of airports, which I want to do now.
Okay.
So Useless Airport. It's called Useless Loop Airport, is a real airport in Shark Bay, Western Australia.
Shark Bay.
Wow.
I think that's pretty cool. We've got Batman Airport in Turkey. I really hope they have a bat signal above that one when any plane lands, and they can only fly at night. We've got Moron Airport in Mongolia.
Does that translate to something?
I didn't look that far.
You sure?
I did look far enough to find Pratt Airport in Kansas.
Pratt.
Well, there's two sides to this coin, because Pratt is a funny word to call someone who's not that smart or just annoying. And then there's Chris Pratt. Unfortunately, he doesn't come from Kansas. He's from Massachusetts. So it's not in... It doesn't have anything to do with him. But as I found that out, I just said Dang Airport, which is in Nepal.
Oh, there you go.
We've got, this is one of my favourites, Ponce Airport in Puerto Rico, because I just like poncing about on a big plane. We've got Fak Airport in Indonesia. Wee-Waa, which is just a fun word to say.
Sounds like a New South Wales town.
Oh! Jackpot. Yeah, that one's in New South Wales. You know what you
I
should
just
say?
like the sound you made.
Well, you got one right, so you get a point.
Thank you.
Are you going to say woohoo?
Does that equal us for trivia?
No.
Woohoo!
No. Woohoo is an airport as well. This one's in China.
Ah.
Oh, there you go.
You can't guess that. Do you want to guess what the next one is?
Turkey.
It's Canada, and it's Flin Flon Airport.
Close. They're
Which
right beside
Which
each other.
sounds like flim flam.
I just think it's funny. Yeah, it's just a fun thing to say. Flin Flon. I'm going to Flin Flon, and then I'll go to Kaka, because there's Kaka Airport in Papua New Guinea. So they got the things mixed up. It should be Plain Airport, but... You know. Number 2, finally there is a place where you can beat people with their own selfie sticks.
Yes.
This is actually a thing. There is a class for martial arts using selfie sticks as your weapon of choice. And you'll never guess the country.
Where do I sign up?
America.
Guess the country and I'll tell you where.
America?
No, Russia.
Oh.
Ah.
So what they're saying is, this is such a Russian thing to say, it is now illegal to carry around guns. So this is the closest thing to a weapon you can carry around.
It is not illegal in Russia to carry around a gun. That does not sound Russian
not
at all.
Russia. They're teaching you for this internationally.
Oh, that makes much more sense.
Take your selfie stick with you as a weapon.
Yeah, and they're giving you actual advice, like, don't buy this one because it'll break instantly. Buy this one because it's a very solid one and it will hurt a lot.
Wow.
And they're also teaching techniques. So if someone tries to mug you when you're taking a selfie on the selfie stick, you deserve it. But that's not the point. They're teaching you the technique to beat them away with the selfie stick, but not drop the iPhone, because then it'll just break. And what's the point of beating them away?
I really like that someone's gone to Putin and they've been like, so this is our new strategy. And Putin's been like, what's a selfie stick?
He must know. With all these shirtless poses, he knows what a selfie stick is. I suppose he probably has people that take those selfies for him.
Yes.
Technically not a selfie. But, so apparently it only takes 15 minutes to learn how to use a selfie stick in self-defense.
That doesn't surprise me.
Selfie self-defense. Oh, sorry.
Selfie self-defense. I like it.
Catchy
I
title.
said beat them off quite a bit, and you didn't even mention it.
What do you mean beat them off?
As in with a stick.
Things.
.101 FM. Part thing. Oh my God.
Part things.
What even?
This is the second new name this segment has had in 2 weeks. Last week is what has I... See?
Exactly right.
What has I interneted this week?
Oh, the third name now.
Yeah.
Yes, that lovely caller. No, I have like 5 words to say when we come back. 5 things, part 2.
Yes, number 3. The sting of the tarantula hawk is so painful that one peer-reviewed journal advised that if you're stung by it, you should lie down and scream to avoid further injury. I kind of want to get bitten by it just to do that, but then, no, it sounds very painful.
You can just lie down and scream anyway. You don't really have to have a
Can I do it now?
medical aim on.
Yeah, go for it.
Nah, make terrible radio.
Number 4, if I managed to get one over the man like this, I would be screaming, "Buck yeah." So, Starbucks kind of failed in Australia. Did you notice that?
It did.
And I think that's a good thing because we make better coffee than Starbucks.
Yeah.
And Starbucks, it's still going strong in America. It's a massive, massive brand and everyone goes there.
But that's because it's the best out of a bad lot of coffee. Americans, for whatever reason, do not know how to make coffee.
But they're
I'm sorry.
addicted to it.
I'm generalising, but they just can't make good coffee.
Well, this is not a Starbucks bashing story. It's just a nice story that happened in America where a guy realised that he could register a birthday card on each of the days of the year and get a free coffee every day. And it is technically fraud.
They must have caught on to him.
Well, they have caught on to him. That's why this story has come out. But it is technically fraud. But nothing's happened yet. No one has said anything to him apart from this story where the barista that serves him every day went on a rant, and not because he got away with this, but because he's being such an awful person about it. So
Stick it in the bin.
exactly, you are just
Stuff that
ruining your
bloke.
chances. So you got a great deal going. Don't stick out like a sore thumb. Just be a
No.
nice guy. Let it happen.
Why wouldn't you go to more than one Starbucks? They've got a lot of them over there.
Yeah, they're like a Macca's. If you drove from this point, you could probably hit a Macca's in 15 minutes, like 6 Macca's in a round circle.
Yeah.
You understand the point I'm trying to get at.
Number 5. Oh, no, we're just trying to find a Macca's right now, but we're on air, so we'll do that later.
Hold off. Got the munchies.
Number 5. If you are ever thirsty, head to Russia because amongst other drinks, they have a lot of fresh water.
Oh, I just heard a story about selfie sticks.
Yeah, I didn't even realise that when I wrote this week, but this is not a story. This is a really interesting lake in Russia. Now, I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but bear with me. It's called Lake Baikal, and it's the largest by volume freshwater lake in the world and actually contains 20% of the world's fresh water that isn't frozen.
Woo.
Which is I think that's really interesting.
That is really interesting.
Surprised no one's minded.
Well, especially since it's in Russia.
That's why no one's minded.
Yeah. It's in the Siberian part of Russia.
Too hard. We'll get back to it.
When we're desperate.
Yeah.
By surface area, it's the 7th largest lake in the world, with about 23,615 kilometres cubed of fresh water. And it contains more water than all of North America's Great Lakes combined.
So,
Whoa.
if it's in Siberia, it'll never, become water. It's always ice.
No, it is water right now.
Oh, it is? Right now?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Siberia's not always frozen over.
Well, that's why I clarified.
I don't know about right now because it is winter technically over there. But the fact is 20% of the world's fresh water that's not frozen.
Great fact.
It's also the world's oldest lake, and it is 25 million years old.
Wow.
And it's also the world's deepest lake.
I was just about to ask that.
Yes, at 1,642 metres deep. And you think something that deep would be pretty hard to see through. You can see through 40 metres of it. It's one of the clearest lakes in the world as well.
Wow.
Because the species of shrimp that live there, and there's a lot of endemic species, which are species that are only found in this area. And some of them are really interesting. Like there's one of the only freshwater seals in the world that live there.
Aww.
I don't know why. That's a cute thing. I mean,
I
they're
like
seals, but...
She's imagining a small baby one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some baby ones.
She's
there.
also a cat person, so the whiskers would help.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go from a cute thing to a not cute thing. There is a 16-centimetre flatworm that lives, and it's so big that it hunts for fish.
Ooh.
That's terrifying. Go back to the cute baby seal.
No, that's about time to end, I think.
Yeah.
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark.
Good news, everyone.
So I'd like to start because I just love Oprah and think she's a class act. Probably the best 60-year-old that I know.
Is she 60?
Yeah, at least.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's sitting down. She currently runs her own network. She's got Super Soul Sundays and her masterclass and whatever. Anyway, the current thing she's doing is this big, what would you call it, motivational speaking? She's due to come to Brisbane in a month.
Ooh.
Tickets were $400.
Of course they were.
And it's basically Oprah going, you are in charge of your life, right?
I'd want a car
You
for
get a life.
$400.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of a car, right? She's doing the candid interview, and they say to her, why did you do the whole, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car? And she goes, this is a quote, I was saying, you get a car, because people were screaming so loudly they didn't know what was going on.
That negates the whole point of them screaming.
Right? prior to that moment, I had said, open your boxes. One person had the key. And so everybody opens their boxes and everybody has keys. And they're looking at me like, I have a key. This is still a quote. I have a key, but she has a key. And so they're looking at me and they're saying, why do I have a key? And so Oprah starts pointing. It was clearly improv the first time, going, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. And I just think it was great.
I'm sorry, do I remember this correctly? Did she got the end, you all get a car!
You all get a car!
Good news, everyone.
Oh, who wants to go next?
Well, talking about cars, hopefully this is going to go over to cars, but Austria's largest state is now fully run on renewable sources for all of their electricity.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I think it's really impressive. So this state is called Lower Austria. Very imaginative. Well done. It's a bit like Western Australia. So it surrounds the whole city of Vienna. And they made
the
up...
naming of it, not their
Yes,
own.
I got that.
Yeah, no.
Not to offend the Western Australians out there.
So it's got 1.6 million people. And they invested $3 billion in these new solar, wind, and biomass power plants. And it's really paid off. Like, they are going to see great dividends from this in the future. They're just going to have all this money and they're going to save the environment. So I think that is very good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
Just on that note, considering how much we spend on defence every year, I understand defence is obviously a very important thing to spend it on, but we would spend $3 billion on defence, and if we spent it on wind machines, it would be helpful.
Well, if everyone spent it on wind machines, then we'd have no point for it in the first place.
Exactly. Probably reduce war too. I'll quote that. Nick?
Right. Well, I have a story about penguins.
Oh. Excellent.
So, global warming. Penguins.
Segue.
There's my segue, but you kind of talked all over it.
Sorry.
Anyhow,
Not sorry.
Sorry, but not sorry. I didn't think so. Real-life penguins of Madagascar make their escape from a controversial Denmark zoo. That's the headline from my story, and it's just basically there was this video that popped up on my newsfeed during the week of these adorable little penguins who have just taken off down a corridor. They've somehow gotten out of their enclosure and they're caught. They're caught simply by security tape, seeing A, them leaving, and B, their footprints are clearly following them. And it's just, someone has quoted at the bottom of the comment section, smile and wave for the camera boys. And it's just divine. It's they were caught and brought back to their enclosure, but it was just a funny little story that caught my attention.
Good news, everyone.
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
So Dan always says, I'll see you at the end. But we spend the entire podcast with you, so we're seeing you in the middle as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. We are seeing you at the end now, though. And, I mean, if you want to get really technical, we're not seeing you, we're talking to you.
Oh, that's true, but that's just language for you. And it makes you feel more like you're in the room.
I love language. Language is such a beautiful thing, and it can be so cruel sometimes.
It can be.
But we're really just here to dick around. See, I can say that because Mark said cock before. And
you are going to ride on that for age. Oh, no!
See you next week.